Hello guys, TKC here, TheKaijudoChannel, and I'm here with a live narration for my 200th video. Now, this video is going to be a little bit special because I kind of updated the look of the duel, which I think would be a lot better for the viewers to actually follow what's going on. So on the bottom, we have the two players, of course myself on the left with Cobalt control, and MrDude002, also known as Tyler on the Facebook group. He's running a Shield Blast deck. It's basically a deck using like 7 creatures and then like all the Shield Blasts in the world. So it's kind of like the recharge control that they show in the deck spotlight on the official website, but it's a little different. It doesn't use light. So here's the new feature right here. We got a hand cam now, which I'm sure you guys will really like. So now you have an idea of what's in my hand, and you kind of see my line of play, and it's just overall way better. So, of course, I got Skull Shatter turn 1, so I just dropped that in mana. And then I realized, oh, he's playing this Shield Blast deck, which I have seen him play before. It's kind of weird to play around, because there's, you know, a lot of Shield Blast, so... Yeah, so I just had to put the Keeper of Clouds in mana, because I figure I wouldn't need it, but I was totally wrong. He does use Heal of Flames and Neptis, so that probably would have been helpful for that. So he passes the turn, I draw Keeper of Dawn. That's kind of useless because I have absolutely no spells in my hand, so that's going to be straight in my mana. And I go ahead and play Squeaky. Now this is probably asking for removal. He does have tons of removal in his deck because of all the Shield Blasts, of course. So he goes ahead and taps 2 and plays Comet Missile. And there goes Squeaky. So then I draw a Chasm Entangler, which is pretty nice. Hopefully I could get a Chasm evolution thing going on later on in the game. But of course I need Cobalt or Halon. So I have 4 for the Fumes. I believe... I'm not sure if I play the Fumes this turn. I think I actually play a raw Blinder Beetle. Actually no, okay, I put the Chasm in mana, and then I play the Fumes. So he discards a Bone Blades, which, believe it or not, Bone Blades is like completely useless in my deck against his, because the only place it is really useful in is in my shields, because he has Heal of Flame, but that's it. He has Neptis, Darkscare Adorable, and I believe he has like a Razorkinder in there somewhere, and Bone Blades has nothing to do with that, so he goes ahead and Bone Blades the Fumes, so he discarded the other one because he already had one in hand. And I draw Return from Beyond, which is actually not that bad here, because I could go ahead and play the Fumes again, and get a +1 again, which is pretty nice. You know, constant advantages is always nice. But the thing is, I do have Puppet in hand, and Puppet is probably one of the key cards in this matchup, because I can just go in his hand and get rid of his creatures, and if he has no creatures, he can't win the game, you know. He'll just have to stall out and look for other creatures. But unfortunately, I think the Beyond is better here, because... I don't want to lose the Blinder Beetle. As much as I like to play both, you know, I don't really have much bait in the deck. I only have 6 Enforcer bait for 2 Cobalts and 1 Halon. So I go ahead and just play the Fumes, and I put Puppet in mana. After using Return from Beyond, of course. So he discards Tornado Flame. He asks about if it has Summoning Sickness, and I'm like, yeah, it's just the same thing as Summoning on my turn. I went to go check that just in case after, and yeah, there's Summoning Sickness when you play it on your turn, of course. But, of course, when you play it on the opponent's turn, if you play Return from Beyond from Shields, you actually don't have Summoning Sickness because you're playing on their turn, and then when it comes back to your turn, it loses Summoning Sickness, so... that's something you all should know when you're playing Return from Beyond. It doesn't have Summoning Sickness when you use it on your opponent's turn. So he just passes. Can't do anything. I top deck a Squeaky, and between Squeaky and Blinder Beetle has way more importance here because he has no creatures, so it doesn't really matter. I don't need a blocker right now, and I really need that Blinder Beetle on the field. Actually, okay, I actually did a completely different line of play. I just kind of like kept my Blinder Beetle in hand, which is kind of risky, but I didn't know he was playing Spectre Claw, and I believe he was playing 3. So that was a really risky move. I really didn't need to play the Squeaky there, considering he was probably not going to do anything for another 4 turns or so. But hey, at least I got him to Bone Blades the Squeaky, and now he has no more Bone Blades in his deck, which I guess is okay. Now I top deck my tech card of the deck. I top deck a Reference Glurgle. And of course I have no water, so I can't even play it. So I'm just going to keep it in hand just in case. And I'm going to play the raw Blinder Beetle. Just in case I top deck into Cobalt or Halon or something. It would be really nice to have. And like Blinder Beetle is once again another useless card in this matchup, except for like the weird case where you already have a big creature and then he has a Neptus and then you just tap it and get rid of it. So he goes and plays his first creature of the match, plays Dark-Scattered Orbital. He breaks this shield, and what do I get? I get a Keeper of Dawn, which is actually not too bad. I could get back Return from Beyond and kind of like recycle my Enforcers in case he gets rid of them. So I top deck another Squeaky, and now at this point I think that Squeaky is kind of useless. I really don't need the Squeaky, so I think I put that in mana this turn. And then I think I cast Keeper of Dawn, so I could get back the Return from Beyond, just in case he gets rid of Blinder Beetle or something like that. So I'm thinking about it now. I'm not really sure what to do. I got lots of options. Oh, I actually put the Reef Prince in mana. Yeah, I mean, I guess Reef Prince is kind of too late now, but at the same time, like, if I'm about to lose, it's kind of nice to, like, get that filtering to look through the top 4. So in retrospect, I probably should have put the Squeaky in mana, and then did the Keeper of Dawn play, but at the same time, I wouldn't have any blocker, which is kind of scary against his deck, because out of nowhere, you know, creatures just pop up. Yeah, I don't know. That you could play it either way, I guess. Not really sure what's the better play. So he Rock Bites the Fumes, which I'm not exactly sure why he did, considering... I guess he didn't know I was running Cobalt, so if anything, Blinder Beetle would have been the right play, but anyway. So I get a Spy Mission, which is excellent. I really need more cards in hand. And I see a Dark-Scattered Orbital and a Chasm Entangler, and I'm really looking for that Cobalt. I need that Cobalt to kind of like stabilize, get a shield, and get a big creature to get rid of his Dark-Scattered Orbital. That would be the best draw right now, but of course I don't get it. I get a Terror Pit though, which I guess is a nice backup. And I think that right now I think I have only 2 shields left, so considering he could get rid of those plus play a Heal of Flame next turn for a game or something, I'm gonna go ahead and Terror Pit it now, so I kind of like I'm safe a little bit. I don't remember how many cards he had in his hand at this point, but he probably had something about 3 or 4, so I was kind of worried about the Heal of Flame or something like that. So I just go ahead and Terror Pit right away and not attack shields, because that's the wrong thing to do against this deck, because he has all the Shield Blast. So I play Spy Mission to draw 2. And he passes the turn. So now I untap with 7 mana, and I get another Terror Pit, which is pretty nice. I like drawing the Terror Pits. Now, here is a crucial turn where I made probably one of the worst misplays ever. So I played Dark-Scattered Orbital of my own, and this was a huge misplay on my part. Really, really, really bad. So I played a Dark-Scattered Orbital, I hit a Spy Mission. That's not the misplay, but the actual misplay is me summoning Chasm Entangler when I had 1 mana left. There was really no reason to, because he has no creatures on board, he doesn't have that many cards in hand. Heal of Flame is not the worst thing in the world right now, and playing Heal of Flame, whatever, like, it doesn't do anything. But Chasm Entangler, like, why would I play the Chasm Entangler knowing that I could top deck Cobalt or something? Because now it's on the field, and it's like ready to get eaten by Tundra Grasp or Barrage, which I know he plays 3 of each, or at least 2 of each, or something like that. He plays tons of those Shield Blast cards, so I really should have kept that in my hand. Then again, I mean, he could have Spectre Clawed, but I think I had tons of cards in hand anyway, so I could have just discarded anything else in my hand. So he's thinking here, he's tapped 6, he's like, I don't know, I'm not sure. He's kind of just looking at his mana, looking at his hand, and then I take the biggest blow ever, which I deserve because I totally messed up. He plays the Barrage and gets rid of my Chasm and Blinder Beetle. Now, I really, really should have kept that Chasm in hand, because look what I draw. I draw a Cobalt next turn. Oh, inside, I'm just raging so hard. I point to it like, look, I got Cobalt. I'm such an idiot. Why did I play the Chasm? So this turn, I could have dropped Chasm, play Cobalt, get a 3rd shield, and, you know, look pretty good. So now I'm playing defense a bit, because I totally derped. So I just play the Squeaky that I kept from a while back. I don't remember what else was in my hand there. I know I have Cobalt. I think I have a Pit. I think I have Cobalt and Pit in my hand, so I can't play. So I pass again. I probably should have went in that turn to apply pressure, but then again, Shield Blast, you know. And then he plays Skull Shatter. Oh, I actually had a Rusalka too, so I lost Rusalka, Terra Pit, and Cobalt. So this game is totally in MrDude's control. I just completely messed up. So now I'm top decking, sorry, and I get a Crystal Memory. So this is kind of interesting, but what do I even get with the Crystal Memory is the thing. I think I also made a misplay here. I probably searched for the wrong card here. I figured I was losing again, but like I have creatures on my board. I should really be fine. And so I have Halon, I have Orion. I think I have another Cobalt too. Yeah, so I had tons of options. So I was thinking about Halon, and I saw Star Lantern. I'm like, oh, maybe Star Lantern because, you know, I'll be safer with blockers in hand. But I really should have taken like a big thing. I should have taken like one of the evolutions or like Orion. But at the same time, I'm top decking right now. And even if I got Orion, it would be like another 2 turns to get it out, considering it doesn't discard my hand again. So I figured that the best play would be safe and get a blocker and get one that taps another creature. But that was probably a mistake, considering he could banish pretty much, like, he could pretty banish my blocker with like any card he has in his deck, basically. I mean, like, not Barrage, but Tendril hits Star Lantern, Rockbite hits Star Lantern. He already used all his Bone Blades, so that could have been a reason why I did that. He already used a Comet Missile. I don't know if he was using another one. So now I go in with Darkscarred Orbital, and I probably should have done this last turn. So yeah, I had a Spy Mission, draws 2, and then here I didn't attack with Keeper of Dawn. So I kind of pass. I probably should attack with the Keeper of Dawn too to just apply more pressure. But I didn't. So, and I could have also attacked with Squeaky. I could have just got rid of all of his shields, but at the same time, like, he could have done lots of things. I don't know. I probably should have just went all in there, but I didn't. So horrible misplay. This first game was just going downhill. Ever since the Chasm Blinder Beetle misplay, it just went downhill. Comet Missile's my Squeaky. I really should have went in there. I don't know why I didn't. Like, just looking back, like, why didn't I attack with everyone? I have no idea. And he Root Traps my Darkscarred Orbital. And now I think I have 8 cards in mana, so Orion is actually playable. And now I top deck another Star Lantern. That's what I get for searching Star Lantern. I top deck another one. And I just play 1 because I don't want him to Tendril me, and I'm fine with just 1. So then I go in with Keeper of Dawn, and right now I would have had game. But of course I don't, because I don't attack for some reason. And then he Root Traps the Star Lantern. So now I have 9 mana. Orion's looking pretty good, but nope, that's not happening. So yeah, this first game is just going downhill at this point. Like, I look okay. I mean, I have field, I have more shields, but I'm really not okay, because he has tons of cards in hand, and he just destroys me. I could have also taken Skull Shatter to Skull Shatter him back, but once again, I have to wait another turn to do it, and like my next turn after the memory would have been like a nothing, so I don't know. So then he plays double Heal of Flame, gets rid of my Keeper, and hits an Aqua Seneschal. Aqua Seneschal is not going to do anything right now. Once again, that card's just asking for removal by like anything in this deck. So I draw Chasm, I think. And here, if I got Halon or Cobalt once again, I would have been pretty good. I probably would have had game. So now I'm just kind of like bashing my own play, because like this first game, I don't know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just kind of like messing up everywhere. So I play another Star Lantern. And 3 for Seneschal. I should probably not ask to duel on a weeknight, because weeknight I come back from work and I'm all tired. And I don't want to say that's my excuse here, but like at the same time, like, what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, it was like late Friday too. Like I think this was like 8:30, or it was like 9 o'clock. He said we'd meet up at 8. He met up at 9. I mean, it's all good. He had to, like, make his deck, too. He had to do a lot. But, yeah. So I was waiting patiently for that. And then I get into this, and I'm messing up everywhere. Not a good sign. So he still has double Heal Flame. You know, he's probably just going to do that again. And he asks if I have cards in hand. I don't. I just have all my cards on the field. So he taps 5. He's not actually going in with the double Heal Flame. But he's going to Tornado Flame my Star Lantern, I think. Or actually, no, he gets my Seneschal because he's getting low on shields. And he wants to be sure that he doesn't lose. So he gets rid of my only attacker. And then he plays Heal Flame, I think. And then I take it, because why not? More cards in hand, more options. Hopefully I had a Bone Blades or something, but I don't think I do, because I checked with memory and I didn't. So I get a Blinder Beetle, which is not going to do anything, once again. Unless I top deck Halon, that would have been sick. But nope, I top deck Bone Blades, like the most dead card ever in this matchup. Bone Blades does not do anything. So top decking Bone Blades sucks. Every time I see it in hand, I put it straight to mana because there's no point. Showing the camera my useless Bone Blades. And so I play the Blinder Beetle raw because you never know. Top decking Halon Cobalt would be really nice. I have 2 of those in the deck. I have Orion I can play. I have so many options I can draw from my deck. And at this point, I probably have about 20 cards left in the deck, maybe a bit more. So he returns to soil my Star Lantern that I played again, and Chasm Entangler, I'm forced to block with Chasm. Untap, I draw an Orion, and that's way too late. If I got that the turn before, things might have been a bit different, but not too different. So I go ahead and scoop because I lost this game. So now we're going straight into game 2. So I'm going first again. I put Terror Pit in mana, and I pass. And I got Bone Blades in hand again, which is expected. I am running 3, but that Bone Blades is going to be in mana eventually. Keeper of Dawn is going straight to mana because I have no spells that I'm going to be getting back. There's no reason to get back Bone Blades when I can't use it. So he puts Razor Kinder and Neptus in mana, which is interesting because that's already 2 of his 7 creatures down. So he's got only 5 left, which is really bad for him because what is he going to do with only 5? So I play Seneschal. Really nice. I got the turn 3 Seneschal. I even have the turn 4 Bone Blades, but it's like kind of useless in this matchup, so that's probably going to mana next turn. Puts Tornado Flame in mana, and he passes because he can't get rid of it, because all of his removal is like usually level 4 or more, except for like Comet Missile. So I put Bone Blades in mana because it's useless, and then I tap 4 for Crystal Memory, and then here I believe I search. I have Halon in hand, so I search for Chasm Entangler, I'm pretty sure. So I could set up the Halon either next turn, or not next turn, but the turn after that, so that I have 6 mana, and then I just play a raw Halon, bam. So I'm just looking in the deck to see what I got in my shields, and I'm pretty sure I didn't have much in shields. Actually, I think I did. I think I had 2 Shield Blasts or something, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, but in the first game, when I used Crystal Memory, he actually like asked, I forget, what did you get with Crystal Memory? Just to trick me into showing what I got with Memory. Very evil move on his part. He thought he could get me, but no. So I mean, it's not. I can't really blame him for doing all these weird tricks, but he was doing a lot of those kind of weird things, like asking for what I got with Memory, or asking what a card does in case I get it wrong and he benefits from it or something. I really don't know. He was trying to get something out of me, but it didn't work. So I play the Rusalka in mana, I tap 3, and I play Squeaky. Woohoo! I got a blocker. So now I'm gonna make him use removal on it, which I really don't care about. So he Bone Blades it, which is fine with me, because now next turn I can play Halon and start swinging his shields. So I draw a Logo Scan. I want to keep that logo scan because after I play Halon, I'm not going to have many cards in hand. So I put the Bone Blades in mana, of course, because Bone Blades is useless. I play the Chasm, and then I tap 5 for the Halon, and I swing at 2 shields. And the only cards in his deck that can get rid of it are the 3 Root Traps and 3 Pits. He already used a Pit. I don't remember what he put in mana, but I don't think there's another one in mana. Maybe a Root Trap. I don't really remember. So I'm looking pretty good here. Like, he literally has nothing in his deck but those 5 cards left, so I think I'm fine here. Even Cobalt, we can't really do much about Cobalt either. So that's what the key card is in the deck. Like, basically all the Enforce evolutions, those are pretty much the cards I want to see in this matchup, because there's not a lot that he could do to get rid of them except for the 3 Pits, 3 Root Trap. Considering his, well, I guess, I mean, there is Razor Kinder too, but considering their evolutions, you're not really going to see them untapped too often. So he passes to me, and I draw a Keeper of Dawn. Wait, did I even draw for my turn? Did I not draw? What? I think I drew. It must have been Keeper of Dawn. I probably drew Keeper of Dawn, but I don't remember. It really looked like I didn't draw there, but I think I did. Because I think my hand before the Halon was Chasm, Halon, Bone Blades, Logos, so I'm pretty sure I drew the Keeper of Dawn. So I swing at another 2 shields, and that's the last of his shields. Puts Barrage in mana and taps 7, and he gets rid of it, finally. So now I draw. I have Cobalt in hand, which is nice. I really need bait for it now. So I play Keeper of Dawn here, because Keeper of Dawn gets over all the level 4 spells, gets over Rock Bite. It doesn't get over Tornado Flame, but that's the only other thing you can do to get rid of it. So playing the Keeper of Dawn is good both to get back a spell, which I believe I got back Crystal Memory, so I could just like search Chasm next turn, and then I pass, and I believe he scoops here. I don't think he could do anything to get rid of Keeper of Dawn, so he just kind of like looks at his mana, looks at his hand, looks around, sees what he could do, puts Rock Blade mana, and kind of just sits there like, well, I can't win, but I'll just look at my hand and see if I can, just to make sure. Wait for it. Yeah, he's got to scoop the game. And he shows his hand. And there you go. Scoop it up. We're going to game 3. So here's game 3 now. This is my hand. He makes me go first. Actually, no, that's not my hand. Those are my Shield Blasts. Wow. Whoops. So I had a Bone Blades and a Spy Mission there. So there was probably no way I was losing that game, because Bone Blades is like super good against his Heal Flame. But who's to say he would attack with Heal Flame. But anyway, so we're going to go to game 3, and he makes me go first, which is a weird choice, but alright. I put Rusalka in mana, because what's that going to do? I can't target Neptus, and everything else bouncing back is not a good thing, so puts Barrage, I get Star Lantern. So I put Bone Blades, because, well, it sucks, so I put that there, pass, draws, puts Return to Soil in mana, and passes, I draw, I get another Cobalt, which is like, look at my hand, I have 3 finishers, what am I even going to do with that? So I have to put the Cobalt, sadly. I didn't really want to do it, but anyway. So I put Star Lantern to have a blocker, and another target for his removal spells, I guess. Bone Blades and mana, and he can't get rid of that unless he uses Comet Missile, so he passes to me. I draw another Blinder Beetle, which sucks, because then I probably could have done the double Cobalt, but it would have taken long to set up. So I'm fine with that. I think I actually put the second Blinder Beetle I just drew in my mana, which is quite risky, but I tap 3 for a raw Blinder Beetle, because I figure he can't get rid of it unless he Tendril Grasps or he focuses his removal to Blinder Beetle, but he hasn't been doing that this match. He's more worried about the blockers for some reason. So he returns to soil my Star Lantern, which was a huge misplay on his part, because he even knows, like, I have all these evolutions. But I guess he didn't know, maybe Star Lantern was not an Enforcer or something, I don't know. So I draw a Chasm, and, like, wow, I was super regretting putting that Cobalt in mana. I probably should have just, like, put the Dark Scarab Orbital, but at the same time I was thinking, like, oh, Dark Scarab Orbital was actually not that bad, because I kind of get to get rid of a shield without even attacking. So I play the Cobalt right away, not even thinking about that, and I swing, because I gotta get rid of his shields fast, I gotta apply the pressure. And I hit a Crystal Memory and a Spy Mission, so he goes ahead and searches for something and draws 2 after. So I do a lot of editing in this third game because it's just so much thinking back and forth. Like, this match was, I believe, 45 minutes long for both of us. Luckily, I managed to edit out quite a bit to make it down to 35. I cut out 10 minutes of thinking time and a bunch of other things. So then he draws a 2. And that's his go. Draws another card. So he has tons of cards in hand now. I think he has like 8 or something. So I would really love to have Skull Shatter. So I think he has 6 mana now, which is still not enough to get rid of Cobalt. So Cobalt's here to stay. So he just passes his turn. He was actually thinking about playing Helo Flame there, I think. So he just passes because he doesn't want to pointlessly attack. I draw Crystal Memory, and I'm like, ooh, that is a good card to top deck. Now, here's probably a really weird play again by myself. Like, what would you even play in this situation? Like, you'd think that, like, I just slammed the Scarab Orbital, you know, because I want to apply pressure and get rid of all of his shields, but I totally hit the wrong shield. I hit a Terror Pit, and he Terror Pits my Cobalt, of course, because I could attack with Cobalt that turn. I can't attack with Dark Scarab Orbital. So what I probably should have done this turn is just hold on to the Dark Scarab Orbital and attack with 2 shields, because if I do hit a Shield Blast like that, I could have just, you know, hit 2 shields anyway, and I would have been at a much better advantage. Then again, I wouldn't have anything on my field, which is kind of scary. But at the same time, if I held onto it and then next turn played Dark Scarab Orbital, he'd have no shields left. So that would have been the better play. But once again, misplay. So I draw another memory. So now I have 2 memories in hand, so obviously I'm playing a memory this turn. So what I do here is I know I can get rid of his last 2 shields. So I have 2 memories, and so my plan here was to set up the win. To basically get the evolution, get the bait, and then win, because he can't get rid of it. Because he doesn't have enough mana for Skull Shatter. He only has, I think, 5 or 6 mana right now. So I go ahead and play the memory without playing the other memory in mana, because there'd be kind of no point in doing that. And I go ahead and search the Halon, I think, or the Chasm, one of the 2, because whatever I take, I'm taking the other thing. So I break the last 2 shields with Dark Scarab Orbital, and I don't care what happens too much, but preferably not to get rid of it. So I play Spy Mission, okay, not bad, whatever, it's all good. And then he flips over the Root Trap. Oh, there's my Halon. See, I just showed I got Halon. And he plays Root Trap. And I'm like, no! Oh my god, why'd you have to do that? So now I have 7 mana. And I just need the Chasm now to set up the game. So he actually only has 5 mana. So he can't Skull Shatter me. So that was my initial idea. Like, okay, he can't Skull Shatter me, even like the next 2 turns down. Because next turn I'm going to play Crystal Memory, go grab Chasm, and then the next turn he only has 7 mana, he can't Skull Shatter, and then I play Halon, and I win the game. So he plays Neptus, and passes. Because that's all I could do. So now I draw, and I'm like, alright, let's go get the Chasm, or top deck it would even be better, but nope, I get Terror Pit, so I'm keeping that. Because why would unless I put it in mana, that'd be kind of dumb. So I keep it in hand, I go ahead in memory, and I search for the Chasm. So here we go, I'm setting up game. And I go grab the Chasm, of course. Now, this is kind of scary, because this is my last evolution, and it's kind of like my last finisher besides Orion. So, yeah, Orion's like the only thing I have left, and I don't have enough mana to play him. So he draws, he has tons of cards in hand. I think he still has like 7 or 8 or something like that. So he puts Barrage in mana, because obviously that's not going to do anything. And I'm like, okay, cool, he doesn't have mana for Skull Shatter. I think I won this game. And then he plays 2 Spectre Claws. Are you kidding me right now?
I'm not even joking.
Oh, there they are.
They're right here.
What? That is the sickest thing ever. Oh. So as you can see here, I let the sound clip play there. I was devastated. He plays 2 Spectre Claws with 3 cards in hand, so I can't set up the Chasm Halon. And so that was like the worst thing he could have done, which is just sick. It's just gross. I dropped the Terror Pit, and now I'm like, okay, what do I want to keep, the Halon or the Chasm Entangler? I could keep the Chasm Entangler to block and, you know, save myself, but I have 6 shields. But after checking with memory, I don't think I had any Shield Blasts. I'm pretty sure I had none. I checked, I had my 2 Storm Sparks, I had my Terror Pits, I had my Bone Blades, I had all of them in my deck. So I'm like, well, this is probably GG unless I top deck Blinder Beetle. So now I'm hoping for that same kill. I'm keeping the Halon, and then, you know, I could go in for a game with Blinder Beetle Halon. That's like my only play left, because it's my only finisher left. I have Orion too, but I have no mana. So I top deck Storm Spark, which is also not going to do anything. So I put Storm Spark in mana, and hopefully I could go into an Orion if I draw it, or if I go into Blinder Beetle, I have enough mana. So I just pass. And I'm feeling like so bad right now. Like, oh my god, dude, what is happening to me? I had game, and he does the worst things ever. Like, I hit a Terror Pit, he gets rid of Cobalt. I hit a Root Trap, he gets rid of Dark-Scared Orbital. And then he's like ruins my whole game plan by playing 2 Spectre Claws. He didn't play Spectre Claw in the first 2 games, so I had no idea he was even playing Spectre Claw. And there you have it, he plays 2 Spectre Claw. And then he plays a 3rd Spectre Claw! And there goes my Halon, so like, there's absolutely no point with that Halon. So, I just get completely destroyed just by 2 Spectre Claws and the sickest Shield Blast ever in his shields. So he hits a Aqua Seneschal with the Dark Scared Orbital, and then he passes, he doesn't attack with a Neptus. So I draw Chasm, I'm like, oh my god, I drew Chasm! I freaking drew Chasm after the turn he discards my Halon. Oh my god, like, inside, right now, like, inside, I was just raging so hard. I was like, oh my god, he literally played the best cards ever for the past 2-3 turns. And I was just like, oh, I can't believe that just happened. So now I'm looking really bad. Now I'm just top decking and hoping I find something. But I have no more Evos, so Chasm is useless except to block. Seneschal is actually kind of good here to kind of draw more cards. But then again, he has like 5 cards in hand right now, and he's going to get rid of it because like he probably has like 20 cards in that deck that could get rid of Aqua Seneschal. So he Bone Blades it. I'm like, no, don't do that. And of course, he's going to be attacking more shields because he wants to win. He doesn't want me to top deck anything crazy. And even Tornado Flames the Chasm, so he's definitely going in for 3 shields this turn. And that pretty much sets him up for win the turn after. So he attacks with the Dark Scared Orbital, and I know that I have no Shield Blast, I can get rid of that. So now he's like hesitating, like, ooh, I don't know if I want to make him Terror Pitted or whatever. But of course, I didn't get Pit ever in my shields or Storm Spark, so that's life, I guess. That's the name of the game. Luck is not a big factor, but in games like this, luck played a huge part. So Aqua Seneschal and Logo Scan, that is not going to help at all. So here's the next shield. I get a Fumes, and then I believe I top deck a Terror Pit, which is, I guess, pretty good. Yep, there's the Terror Pit, so I can get rid of Dark Scared Orbital, and that's pretty much my only play. Like, I could have done, like, Seneschal Fumes, but he had game, because he had 2 Dark Scared Orbital. I mean, he had Dark Scared Orbital, which should break 2 shields, and then Neptus. So if he swings with Dark Scared Orbital, he wins, because none of my Shield Blasts get rid of Neptus, except like Stormspark could actually tap it, but I didn't have Stormspark in my shield, so I knew I had to get rid of Dark-Sky Durable, so that was my only play, and if he had to win, he'd have to play another one. So he has 9 mana right now, so he counts it up, and he thinks he has game. And he's correct, he does have game, as he goes up to 10 mana, I believe, and does the sickest play once again. So he puts Crystal Memory in mana, he taps 6, he plays Dark-Sky Orbital, he breaks a shield. Of course I can't do much unless it's... I can't do much at all, really. I hit Puppet, which would have been great the turn before, maybe, or not the turn before, but earlier, like the turn where I had just Seneschal on the field. Puppet would have been sick, I could have got rid of his Heal of Flame, which he plays here, and then Heal of Flame swings, and that's game because I can't get rid of Neptus, so... There you go, scoop it up, 2-1 for Mr. Dude, and I forgot to mention that this is round 2 of Jeremy's, or Drummerjmm's Skype tournament, so I'm 1-1 right now after this match, which, I could have been 2-0, but that's okay. Good games, Mr. Dude. I hope you enjoyed this new kind of match coverage. Sorry for my rage, but I mean, can you blame me? I just got so unlucky, and plus I played really bad game 1. So yeah, hope you enjoy this kind of match editing or whatever. This took me a lot of time to do. I think it took me like 2 hours just to edit this. So if you guys like this, I will still be doing it. You know, I'll do like maybe a duel a week, and you know, take 2 hours out of my time every weekend to kind of just edit one of these things. I think the hand cam was a really great addition. I believe JSC in the comments suggested it, so you actually know what's in my hand and stuff like that. So props to JSC for giving me the idea to bring out this kind of hand cam thing, which is just really neat. So hope you enjoyed the match. I'll continue to do videos like this if you want me to, and you guys have a nice day now, alright? Good luck to Mr. Dude in the future of the tournament, and wish good luck to me, hopefully, so I could actually make it into top 4, top 8, or whatever we're doing. I think we're doing top 4. Oh yeah, one more thing before I go. So, as you saw in that video, my webcam is not that great. I've been using this one right here. I've been using a PS2 iToy. Yeah, this thing's old, and the quality's not that great. So, yesterday, actually during that match, my father walked in my room, and he said, "Hey, want to try this webcam?" And it's this kind of like Microsoft HD camera. It's actually not that bad. I mean, it's like, I think it's only $40 or something. It's not too expensive. And I tested out the quality, and it's way better than this one. This one actually records in HD, just like my phone right now. And it just looks so much better. I mean, it can't stop glare, of course. I mean, lights do that, not cameras. But overall, this camera is excellent. So what I'm going to be doing, actually, is for my next match that I edit in the same way, I'm going to be using this phone over here, the same phone I used for the match for my hand cam. I'm going to be using this for the duel, for the mat cam over here. And then lastly, I could even add this. This is kind of optional. It's kind of stupid maybe, but I could even add this as a face cam. So I could point this towards my face like this, and you could see, I guess, my reactions to stuff like that. That would be kind of another cool thing to add. Let me know what you think about that. I don't know. It's just a funny little thing I might add in there too. So it's kind of funny that I have like 3 angles for a Skype duel now. So hopefully, if you guys want duels, and I'm sure a lot of you did, I think I saw like 7 comments that really wanted duels. Hopefully this gives you a much better viewing experience. Yeah, I think it's going to be really awesome. Alright guys, this is TKC signing off. See you later guys.